The first try.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house.
Okay, so I am live, it's just not fucking showing up on this thing. Mum, you've gone very quiet, it's kind of scary.
I'm just waiting.
You just what?
Waiting.
For what?
You to come and do that thing for me.
I said I'll do it tomorrow.
No, you will do it fucking now.
No. Oh, that's some shitty sensitivity, that. Why would you ever want your camera introverted? There's no option to turn up my fucking sensitivity. What bullshit's that?
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
Oh, interactive
Inside the
style.
mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately. I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
Oh. Oh my god, I'm a woman.
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back. No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints. The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to. The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it. As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house. I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't. Looking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
Wheelchair ramp.
You're gonna need one of them in a minute if you don't come and do that.
No!
Yeah.
No. Wind chime. Would you ever live in the mountains and the trees?
I heard
What the
something
fuck
moving
was
around
it?
in the garage.
It's a fucking badger.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11. The power had been turned off the night we left. For the first time in years, I felt like I was home.
Oh my god, that is old.
But instead of a family, there were just memories of one. Like how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot. Or how after Louis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly. The table was still a wreck from the night we left. My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture. Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth. Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
The original house sank? Yup. Fucking chimney. Can you hear the wind through the fucking fireplace? I wouldn't be able to live with that. It'd scare the shit out of me. I thought it was a Hoover. Ain't gone down into the basement. Not yet. Let me explore before I do that.
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night. My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
Who's Milton? The fuck did they do that for? I saw one of them in the what's it called? That's not eerie. I can't remember what it's called. No. Oh,
Great
shit.
Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
I won't be able to be in there on my own.
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
Wonder what was in the basement. Oh, please let me use that. Okay, fuck you.
After
Really had a
Milton
good time.
disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms.
Okay, that
Then
explains
Edie
it.
retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Ah!
My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
Calvin, 1950, 1961. Didn't live that long. Gregory, 1976 to 1977.
As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
Steven Hoftfitch Finch, Edie, 1915, 1964, 1917, 2010. God damn.
The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait.
There's surely some fucking way to fix this sensitivity, because that's a joke.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
I ain't going up there yet. Barbara, 1944, 1960.
Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it.
Is that them painting the door? Right, okay, so my fucking thing was saying I wasn't live, so I couldn't keep an eye on my fucking thing.
Edie's father, Odin, built the original house.
Good to know.
Mom must have locked the 3rd floor stairs on the night we left.
How? Got in a minute. I'll have a look in here. 1937, 1947.
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
Fucking hell! Why is this
I
one
spent
the
a
only
lot
one?
of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up.
Lewis
cool
told me
room.
there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
Oh.
Turns
Sorry if I
out,
can't
my
do it.
mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
Oh, tea set. Oh, I'm touching the fucking
Reading
dusty
this,
floor.
maybe it sounds like I had a plan.
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
Oh,
but I
sorry.
had no
Gotta
idea
cover
what was
myself.
behind that door.
Oh, pretty. Step in. Get in. Get in.
Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
Oh.
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole.
Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
That's funny.
Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
Pumpkin! Oh, that's cruel. December 1947. Oh. Okay, that's the year she died, isn't it? You can tell it's around Christmas time. Because of the things. Oh my god. She must have been one for fucking killing bugs or something. Oh, I don't like butterflies or bugs, but that's cruel. Oh, nice.
I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here. Before my mom sealed the doors.
Cute kid. Yeah, it was the year she died, though. 1947. 1947. Let's have a look around before we do anything. I know we'll be able to probably come back. Oh, she had ant things. What was she? What's that for? Right. Stop dawdling.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat. My Halloween candy was all gone.
Oh, she had something wrong
The
with
gerbil
her.
food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
Fish.
I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back.
Uh.
I kept eating and eating.
Oh, she ate toothpaste.
Then I heard chirping outside my window.
Wait, going over to the window right now, mate.
Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
I don't fucking want to, bitch. Sorry.
I ate a lot of things that night.
I think she has something, like, going on with her. Like, a disease or something. I don't know, though. It could just be her, like, she could have
It
freckles
was a
on her
barn
body or something.
swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her.
Do not climb that fucking wall, you
And
stupid
suddenly,
child.
I was a cat. I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared. Mom and Dad didn't even look at me. I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird.
Oh my goodness. I wasn't sure if she actually fucking knew what she was trying to do.
Gobbled her up,
Oh fucking hell.
and suddenly I was an owl.
Oh gosh.
First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass. Rabbits. I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons.
Oh my
I swallowed
god.
him up, and I didn't chew one bit.
Mine.
Then I flew off to find something bigger.
Like fucking what?
A mama rabbit. She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
Oh. Oh, maybe not ooh. Oh, that's gotta fucking hurt. Nemo, Nemo. Friends are food, not.
I rolled off a cliff and into
Oh
the
my.
ocean.
Fish are friends, not food.
I wanted fat, juicy seals. I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
The controls are like introverted for the fucking thing. The sharks, when I'm trying to go up, I'm going down. Well, they feel it. At least.
Grabbed on tight. And I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water.
Oh my god.
When I opened my eyes, everything had changed. Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere. I was big, but I moved real quiet. wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
Belly was rusty, razor, his belly was rusty, his belly was rusty, razor. What shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do with a drunken sailor?
After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And to cross the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe. I got closer and closer. All of my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to be, and we both know I will be delicious.
Okay, so I don't understand how she died.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
Cat? Kitty! Oh, why am I on the fucking roof? Hold on a minute.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories.
Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room.
Oh, paper shark.
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
Oh, fucking hell, floor's creaking, don't do that to me.
One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity.
Bill, 1937. Avon Finch.
I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time. Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
Oh, they're birds. She must like fucking birds, and that's a lizard. Bird. Snake. Bob. Bob. Rob. Lurpy. Purpley. Perpy. Zerpy. Derpy. You don't have a name. Burpee Jr. or Derpy Jr. God, there's a lot of fucking animals.
Lewis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him.
So is Edie still alive or is she fucking dead?
Edie knit me a new pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones.
Her room was like a museum.
Odin.
For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house. Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways. Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
She had the bath with a chair. Glasses.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom.
It was a pretty big trace.
Don't fucking say fluffy fucking toilet, fluffy. Why is there wine in here? Ducks! Oh, wait. I like how interactive this is.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
That's good. Careful now.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Hey up. I found some film like that quite recently from like my grandma's stuff. I was like, we can't do shit with that. But damn. Bilton. Out the way, bitch. Don't let me out.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin, and that he never talked about him.
One kept growing, the other ended up dying. You think so we could land on his fucking bed?
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom, and he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again, and he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that
It's
day,
like my fucking
he
sick.
finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that,
Calvin! I'm not gonna tell you again!
maybe if the wind hadn't
Oh
picked up,
fuck, you know.
then
Maybe if he held
he'd
on
still be
tight.
here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind.
Kick, 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 kick. I just slowed it down then, didn't I? By going, little kicky kicky kick. Oh, fuck me.
That's what I want to remember about my brother.
Oh my god, no, he's gonna go around. Oh my god! And around, and around, and around.
The day he made up his mind to fly. And
Whee!
he did.
Oh my god, imagine that being the last thing you see when you die. Oh, Jesus.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Oh, brilliant, don't do that. He's fucking dead, mate.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
No. Hungry caterpillar. Oh, brilliant. Whoever built this house, be my friend. I'm joking. That is ace. I'd love to live in a house like this.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Okay, yeah, so I think she is fucking having a kid. Don't I need to go back into that hobbit hole?
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
Someone's dog barking.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
Cigarettes? How old was she? Oh, she was old enough to smoke and shit. Okay, I was gonna say. How old was she? Bigfoot. Oh my god, this house is creaky shit.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Ignore the dog.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up, a has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
Oh my god, no, stop.
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
This is what my ringtone is. Ooh.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman Killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
Fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear!
Oh!
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the Late Late Picture Show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
You dead meat, Walter. Oh, fuck no. Oh, skates.
Walter, are you there? Walter vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police described the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents
6
are
feet
urged to
tall.
lock all doors
I'll
and
punch him in
windows
the
and
dick.
notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
Not. She played her part beautifully. She thought about abandoning Walter, but just couldn't do it. Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned.
Fucking whack-a-bang!
He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
I'll whack you. Whack-a-mole. If he's gone, I swear to God. He's gone. He's alive.
The hookman had vanished.
Up the chimney.
She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
Ding ding. Whoever it is, I'll twat. I mean it.
At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Turn around, you fucking dirty bitch.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
You were wonderful. The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night.
Oh.
And little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear.
Oh.
Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
You suck. hope that's a squeaky bed.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Yeah, this will all be moldy. Did they not think to fucking clean it? That's disgusting. No, but they could fucking
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
We're going to this basement now. I think we've been in all the rooms up here. There we have. And that's funny. It's like a little house. You have to wind that fucking much in the comic. That's actually really smart though. I wonder how she actually died though. Oh. If Michael Myers music starts fucking playing, I will hit someone with a pool noodle. A pool noodle?
Mom said the basement was off limits. Unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
Dude, you don't want a tetanus shot, trust me.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
What is this?
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Dishes in the toilet, are you taking the fucking piss?
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster.
It might just be freckles on their arms, I don't fucking know.
Almost friendly.
It's gonna turn into a
And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave. while I still can.
Jump. What? Sorry. Oh yeah, no, I wouldn't jump that either. I won't come down here.
I know it's out there, somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara. And Molly. And Calvin.
Well, Calvin killed himself. Oh,
Maybe this is all a mistake.
Oh, no, I didn't want to do that. I want to keep looking.
But I need to stop living the same day. Even if it kills me.
The better train's gonna hit him.
Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month. Or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Knew it. In 2005.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here. I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
That's cool. Nice window for a fake. Fucking hell. You jump, I swear to God.
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter.
What, flattened?
But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made.
Oh, that's all that was down there. Yeah. Guess
And
where we
bury
get
something
pancakes.
that's still alive.
Fuck me, sideways. I can't see.
Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2.
Yeah, so that is a child.
I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself.
Hold on, mate. She's 17.
And found out what happened to everyone else.
Didn't she? She
But
said she
now
was
I'm
17.
worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
Yeah, we did get flattened. Nope, it's clean. Sorry. Oh, why is that flashing? Jump! Oh. What's that? And that. Get me a boat. Hey,
I don't know if I should even be writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of.
I'm not walking into water. Maybe a quick dip. Get your shoes wet. Maybe just a quick dip. That is a cool house, but how the fuck is it still standing?
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
A lighthouse somewhere? Oh, it could be that. It could be a wrecked lighthouse. Don't walk on that. It could break. These could break. That's lethal.
Look at the house. That history of imagination and stubbornness and madness. Any of it seems possible.
Oh my god.
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
Oh my god, why'd they put it like here?
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one.
Fucking hell, there's
3
so
of the
many.
gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Cat, dog, rabbit, fish. Did she eat the fish? Bob. The fish died. Christopher. Oliver. Bob. Shadow. I'm not going to try. Then the birds.
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
Oh, that's cute. December 13th. Born December 11th. Died 2 days later after her birthday. Poor sod. There's a little man on that. Born October 31st, died October 31st. Damn.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide.
Oh, so that's what that is. Oh, wait. What is this?
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
Oh my god, she's so close to the edge, but it won't let me jump.
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
January 12th.
She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us. We never found Milton's body, so my mom insisted we were putting up a monument, not a tombstone. There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself.
Oh god, you can see how it's been left since he went flying off into the land of sea. This is rickety. Better break.
But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Do it! Oh my god, jump onto that fucking roof now. Fucking slow bitch.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common.
Rocks, dead bears on
They
the
were
floor.
both pretty intense. Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something. Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Did he stuff a fucking cat? Right, now to read his bloody thing.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Hmm? Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip. Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it?
never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee. Hey!
That's a keeper. Hold still while I take a picture of you.
I'm just saying,
That's
I'm
a
not always
fucking
gonna be here, Don. You'll need to remember this stuff if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Don, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Don, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph?
What am I supposed to fucking photography eyes that?
Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip. Your grandpa Sven taught us how to fish, how to build a fire. We found an old logging trail. There were deer everywhere.
Dad!
Good eyes, Don. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad,
Just let me get behind you.
do I have to do this?
Don, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Now keep yourself squared up. Great shot, Don! I'm proud of you, Don. Always remember that, okay?
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
so...
normal, Don. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Bye. So take that, you cunt.
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Well. And that's something. Right, I think we knew it. Pardon.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Oh, button machine. Gregory, a baby died. Oh. That's a terrifying fucking picture. Why would you stick bubbles in there? Excuse me.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Do 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 do. Oh, and the frog. Backflips. Wow.
Hand over, Gregory. It's Hold on, sweetie.
You're ugly.
Hello?
Okay, that's okay. I was going back to my fucking thing anyway.
Sam, I told you I don't
La
want to talk right now.
la la la. Oh, duckies! Ducks.
What his world was like.
Ready? Whoa!
It reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination. Whatever it was he saw. It sure made him happy.
Stuck. Am I supposed to be doing something other than fucking dancing?
I know how silly it sounds. But I worried about a baby being too happy. But I feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
They're standing up. What are you doing? Oh. Oh, I know this is where this is gonna go now. Get it!
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw.
Oh, he drowned himself.
There's so much I don't understand about Gregory.
I'm a frog.
About everything. I know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
So he drowned. Right. Don't leave your kids in the fucking bathroom, no? Possible drowning hazard, which we all know that anyway, but...
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that
I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
Twat. Loop-de-loop. What am I supposed to be doing? Oh.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Ah! Brilliant.
The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent. The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder." I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
What, was he impaled?
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Ah, lovely. Named after the boy who was electrocuted. Or blown away. I don't fucking know what happened to him. They don't go very much on words.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died.
I can tell.
At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
That's not fair enough. Bible. Really?
Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died. She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English.
Lewis was born a year later.
Lewis. all my urges just say jump.
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. And to see kids in the house again. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good.
That's why it's so
normal.
built so weirdly.
It didn't last. The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle. Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush. I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
To where?
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
Bless me.
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Did she come here in the daytime? Am I meant to be going back Because I don't really want to walk back up all the way up there. How the fuck do I get down? I don't. I've got to go back all the way up there. Why let me go back then? Ow. Oh, I could have used that. I doubt it though. My god, you're faster going down. Oh, I could. Whee! Gotta climb back up now though. Oh my god, I know what I've missed. I'm not supposed to be in here, I'm supposed to be out there. Look at that. I'm supposed to be over there. For God's sake. This bitch is slow. She must think running will make this fucking thing fall out or something. Just let me fucking run.
Mom
that
definitely
didn't
blamed
seem
Edie,
stable.
but I think Lewis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
Hey,
Lewis's room
who
smelled
did he think he was?
very
Absalom?
familiar.
Wacky
That part of him
Backy.
lived on.
Or as I like to call it, Wacky Spacky. I don't mean that in a mean way. It's just how I thought it was called at first, and then I was told what it was actually called.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander. I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads. Things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. He took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new
Knife thing
friend.
sounds like it needs a fucking bit of oil.
On the edge of a city he named Lewis-topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on, Hugh Lewis here. St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on. In Lewisburg, he heard rumors of a handsome queen. The queen was on her own quest for radiant rainbows. He followed the sound of her
silver harp.
Silver harp. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination. But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace.
I'm supposed to go the other side
My
of the
imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him. He began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
What are you doing, bro?
I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions.
Slender Man.
Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on advising her. Queen waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head.
Shit. So basically committed suicide.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
Cut his own head off. Aye!
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
You know, I think that blood might be it.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
We talk about in real life or not real life, yeah, me. We talk about in the game.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left.
So whose room's this? I can imagine this being my room, and to get downstairs to get to your family, or the toilet, you'd have to climb.
My mom ended
and
up leaving everything behind.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner.
I think this one's her room.
But it had to end one way or another.
All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to arm you now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom set up the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning, okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around. For a while, I wandered. I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them.
Oh, definitely an old lady.
Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone.
Dead?
After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
I'm quite grateful that was a short game, and I'm also kind of not grateful. 1, I enjoy games. 2, I'm tired. Well, didn't expect her to die. Could come back on this and get all the trophies, but ten more trophies to get if I do play this again. Right, how do I get off this?
December 13th, 1947.
There's 2 I can get from
Dear
this.
Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat. The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it. My Halloween candy was all gone. Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back. I kept eating and eating. I ate a lot of things that night. Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her.
Should be able to skip what bit you want to do.
And suddenly, I was a cat. I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared. Mom and Dad didn't even look at me. I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First,
Here we go.
all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass. Rabbits. I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit.
Surely that's not
Then
healthy.
I flew off to find something bigger. A mama rabbit.
There we go.
She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark. I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean.
And I believe I can
hungrier than
fly.
ever. I wanted fat, juicy seals. I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good. Grabbed on tight. When I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed. keep it lovely. I was big, but I moved real quiet. I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
Belly with a rusty razor, his belly with a rusty razor, his belly with a rusty razor. What's shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do with a drunken sailor? Put him in the captain's daughter, put him in bed with the captain's daughter, put him in bed. What shall we do with a drunken sailor? 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 Put him in the scuppers with a hose by bottom. Put him in the scuppers with a hose by bottom. Put him in the scuppers with a hose by bottom. What shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do with a drunken sailor?
Okay, now that's a very long go. Can you finish singing, sir? Might be Airwalk. Hey! Now don't do it again.
After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water was something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
It's you. I still don't understand how she died. Excuse me.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin.
Ah, shit, no.
And that he never talked about him.
Play Calvin's story again. Is this Calvin?
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
This is gonna make me feel sick again.
But that day,
yeah, run, Sam.
He finally made up his mind to do it.
Wee.
I told him going around was impossible.
Wee. I don't know how this makes
Maybe
me
if I
feel
hadn't said
uneasy,
that.
but fucking VR doesn't. That makes no sense. Then you're gonna have to go fly away. Ready?
Then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it.
Go over. Ooh, aw.
I think he'd already
Got
made
my
up his
hopes up.
mind.
Ready?
That's what I want to remember about my brother.
Come on, this is it. This is it. Come on, let's go.
The day he made up his mind to fly us. And he did.
It's gonna make his way over to the house. Lands on top of it. Now, where's my trophy?
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Where's my trophy? There. Loop-de-loop.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
Right. Look in all peepholes and telescopes long enough to hear Edith's chatting.
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Enlisted in what? The military? How does that go down? Let me out, please. Don't need to breathe so much. Can't fucking climb out the window. Brilliant. This is the second time I've done that now. It's probably turned off our own oxygen. Sorry, that was very dark. Oh my god, I've climbed faster than this. Where did this lead again? Mind your fingers.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Right.
Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it. The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait.
My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin. As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
They sealed off the rooms and fucking labelled where the people died. Just fucking realised.
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
I still don't know how she died.
Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
Why would you bury people in libraries? That just seems stupid. I want to say the banging shit could be from that. I mean, don't they normally go into the wall or outside or whatever? I thought it was a fucking floating goat for a second. Edith, Edie, Dawn, Lewis. Dead, snuffed it, dead, dead. I almost said she was alive and then realised, oh yeah, she died. Oh my god. No. Oh hell yeah. I would have a paddle in that. Anyone want to go for a swim? They just left a fucking phone. Can't do that. How could they leave so much? I have to wind this piece of shit. Where was more telescopes? No, back out the window. Back out the window, you twat. Out the window. Back out the fucking window. Yes, out. Yes, lovely piano. Out the window. Oh, through every fucking peephole. I've got to look for these as well. You're taking the mick out of me.
Everyone always told me to stay out of Lewis's room. Except Lewis.
Well, if you were smoking the stuff that'd get you high, I wouldn't go in there. I'll just say devil's lettuce. I'll fucking know. Okay, is there a way up through here? Because I wasn't paying attention.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Jump. She just doesn't jump. If you're that scared of falling down, hold on to the railing. That's what I do. going up and down these fucking things makes me just want to throw myself down them. Even better. Even quicker. Beep pole.
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
And the only thing I left behind was a free trophy. Take both paths to the house, clear all the balls off the pool table, knock off all the lights in Gregory's store, and take a picture of everything. Okay, that one, and then that one, and then that one. So we can do Gregory's. Why? If I go too far, does it do that? Gregory, what the fuck are you doing? How did you get up there? Divorce contract, I didn't realise that.
Do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it.
Check my arm.
He saw things the rest of us don't.
It didn't stop. Unhand me.
Gregory, it's time to...
Get away.
Hold on, sweetie.
I've got jumps to do.
Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw.
It's reflection. Trophy. Okay. And then get this one over and done with, and then I can save the Barbara one for last. Dead bear. I think she needed to go to Specsavers.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These men are perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit.
Rabbit. Where's a rabbit?
Please just take the damn picture.
Hey, language. Smile, Dawn.
Where's that bloody what's-her-face's mother? Is it even supposed to be around there that I'm supposed to take the picture?
Did you want to get a picture of me or what?
No, I want to get a picture of the tree. Pose, you stupid bitch.
Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
Well, I'd assume so.
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
I should be a photographer. Where'd he go? There.
Nothing quite like being outside. Hey!
Got you.
That's a keeper. Hold still while I take a picture of you.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Dawn, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph?
Yeah, a rabbit, please.
Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip. Your grandpa Sven taught us how to fish, how to build a fire. We found an old logging trail. There were deer everywhere.
Dad!
Good eyes, Dawn. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad, I...
Just breathe.
Shoot it. Become a sniper. Call of Duty that shit.
Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Great shot, Dawn! I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay?
Dad, it's...
Dad, it's moving. Where's it moving? Excuse you. Take a picture of the rabbit outside the Odin Finch National Park. Okay, am I on the right fucking thing here? It's the only picture thing I know of. He looks, I don't know what he looks like. He looks strange.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes.
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
Okay,
That's
it's
the
here.
spirit.
Somewhere. Just take pictures of
Please
random
just
places.
take the damn picture.
Hey, language.
Did you want to get a picture of me or what?
You carry on, you'll be getting nothing but a fucking knuckle sandwich.
Come on already.
You seen the rabbit anyway, you slick cow? Take a photo of the rabbit outside Odin Finch National Park.
Smile, Dawn.
Right, now fucking say cheese, you bloody bitch.
Okay, go.
Alright, I think what's this next one? It's 2 more. I think this is where we're walking up the drive. I've got to wait for the org to finish playing. I'll be back in a minute.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that.
I'm just gonna start at the beginning, with the house. I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
I still don't get what fucking went down here.
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
Let's go. Jesus Christ.
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
He decapitated himself, what were they?
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back. The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to. The woods around the house have always been uncomfortably silent.
2 more. Clear all things off the table. Right, I could do this one. And slap them.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
Right, make up your mind, either Bigfoot's evil or he's offering her a fucking flower.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
Dead flowers.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box.
What if she didn't?
And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent. She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
Oh, don't you dare. Come on, get off. Ooh. Did I do it? I did it! Got all the trophies. And now we can leave this game. Oh, I'm proud of myself for that. I did that. There's only one other game I've almost completed with the trophies, and that's down the fucking rabbit hole, and I can't find all the invitations, and I can't be arsed doing it because my VR is not the best fucking thing to be sat on for like 4 hours, because that's how long the fucking game was like took. Right, I don't know what games I'll find, but I'll keep an eye out for any good fucking looking ones like this.